go. All right. The button has been clicked, George. We are live.
Live
with Weebs versus the world. This is where we get one of those air horns that go.
That was beautiful enough.
I do it on my Twitch all the time, actually, because I did it because like Allison watches somebody that has that, but hers is an actual thing, I think, and so then I just kind of adopted it. I'm like, I like that noise, where it's like, and I'm like, I want that, but I don't have it, so then I just use it. And then somebody got me this. I don't remember who it was, but
easy.
I have
that was easy.
I have the that was easy button. I don't even know if it actually picked that up, but I have the that was easy button on my desk. It's an essential streaming tool. I use it more than I use my Stream Deck and all other devices.
Every time you're playing the Pokemon MOBA,
every single
kill.
That was all right. So like, I gotta tell you right now. Actually, so like recent gaming, because I know we're gonna go there, right?
Yes.
We're gonna go into recent gaming, but I mean, you can save most of the, because I know you want to talk about Diablo.
I am addicted to that game right now.
We'll save that for the next episode, because like the next episode we can just dive deep Diablo. But like, so like the game that I recently picked up, because a friend of mine was like, hey, play this with me. He's super into the scary survival games. I don't know why, but that's his genre. And so he made me get the Outlast Trials, which is a $30 game. I was like, whatever, I can pick it up for $30. I don't care. But it's basically you run around, you have no way of defending yourself. It's like advanced murder hide and seek. Like, you and your friend have to compete against the several AIs that are in the level, and they chase you and scare you and kill you, and it's very jump scary and probably not good for somebody that has seizures, but hey, whatever, it's fine. It's fine. It actually told me disclaimer right on the front, flashing lights, and I'm like, hey, that's not me. It's fine.
Seizure half.
Just the seizure half. I don't have the other half. So he tells me, he goes, so like, I'm gonna make you play this. I was like, all right. Well, you making me play that, I have the caveat that you have to play Pokemon Unite with me. He has yet to do that. His excuse is, I lost my Switch. He just clearly doesn't want to play that garbage. But I'm like, but I love it. I love Pikachu.
That's too damn bad.
So like right now, I've just been playing Jump Scare Game. It's actually really fun. And so you see the giant naked 8-foot-tall guy that has a very well-drawn penis, by the way. I know that because I had to hide underneath a desk and it was staring me in the face. I probably had to like put some kind of disclaimer on my screen for that, but I didn't. And since I'm still a technically child-friendly streamer, I'm like,
not for long.
That's just anatomy, kids.
Just go and get the bots looking for you.
We're going down the science trip. So that's now become my running joke for that game, is like, I'm just like, yo, it's fine. It's just well-drawn artwork. Like, I should know. I had to spend
this right here.
Like,
it's art.
Like I told people, I'm like, I spent 2 months drawing a naked dude when I was in college, so like, this is fine. Like, you just have to look at it and go, it's a vase. It's a vase. Like, but
whatever you say, man. Whatever you say.
But like legitimately, I'm now like, okay, what if you were like on the art team and somebody told you, all right, your position in this art team is to make the most anatomically correct penis possible. Do it. Like, and that is now your job. You work for a game developing company and they tell you, make the best penis you can make. Like,
sure.
Like, I'm kind of laughing about it. I'm like, this is all right. And I'm sure that they had to make several other things in the game, but so far, you know, some...
No, that was it. Just that one thing.
Their only credited thing in the game credits is make the penis.
Monster penis.
Monster penis. Great. Nailed it. And honestly, the game's pretty fun. But like, I was like, I did have to hide under a desk and get a penis in my face for like 2 hours. So I was like,
you hid under that desk for 2. That's a long ass game right there.
I was repeatedly under the desk, and the penis repeatedly ended up in my face. I'd say it was like 20 minutes of the 2 hours, but like I did hide under this desk often, and there was this penis often. So, I mean, that's where I'm at. But like, what you got for me, George? I don't want you to elaborate too far into your Diablo yet. But are you doing anything else like anime wise, or are you sucked into Diablo? Right?
It really primarily has been Diablo since it came out. My brother was kind enough to get for me. I was gonna be like, yeah, no, I'm just gonna wait for my next paycheck, and then he was just like, nah, bro, nah, we go play right now. Here you go.
We doing this thing.
Like, oh damn, thank you, Jam.
I actually was sitting there thinking about like, it's funny how like in our society now, we want people to play games with us so bad that we're willing to go to that level as an adult, where it's like, I will physically buy you this game if you play with me.
I will send you the CD key right now.
Like, I admit that I have gotten to that point several times over with games where, like, even with this Outlast game, it's a 4-player co-op. And it's just me and my buddy right now. And I'm like, but I want more friends to run around in this game. Like, I was tempted
Don't you get it?
I was tempted to send the $30 game to other people and be like, will you play with us?
So that means you're gonna get me a PS5 with FF16 bundle, right?
Oh, man. You got me. You got me.
Let's go.
How did you know? I did just ask you about your birthday. I have been working a sufficient amount of overtime lately. I actually was going to go buy a new Switch today. And then they didn't have one that I wanted at Target, so...
How many would that put you up to? That would be like your third, fourth one, right?
Second. It would just be my...
I thought you already had to.
This is still my OG Switch. But the thing is the problem with my Switch is that I bought it on week 1 of the release of the Switches, and week 1 Switches are notoriously garbage.
Go figure.
Like, they...
First run of a console?
They don't hold up on battery life, and they don't hold up on, I think it was their memory, or their storage. Yeah. But... I can tell you right now that when I'm gaming with it, it has about an hour's battery life, and it also turns into a heated blanket when I lay it on my chest.
Yep.
So I was like, guys, before this thing literally catches fire in my hands, I think it's time to buy a new one and transfer all my data before it goes and is gone. If I lost all of my save files of my Switch, I would probably panic. I would go and, like, as a Nintendo streamer, that would hurt me really bad. All of my Pokemon are saved in Pokemon Home. I have Pokemon from the original Sapphire version still in my thing. Like... It would be decades, literally, this isn't even making it up, decades worth of Pokemon saved into that Switch. And I'm like, please don't blow up.
I'm sure it's tied to some kind of account somewhere.
You're asking Nintendo to actually do their jobs.
Okay, fair.
Like,
fair.
They did promise that Scarlet and Violet would come out with glitch-free. And we see where that went. We're still waiting on day 1 updates. Like, it's not here yet. Like, it just never got fixed. So, yeah.
Let's sigh.
I was gonna name off some facts for anime, but I think we just covered a lot of fun stuff. I think we could jump into the episode and be... Hello, everybody!
Hello.
Weebs versus the World. I think this is episode 9. I'm pretty sure the last one I made was 8. I think the last thing was an 8. I usually, when I go to the thumbnail, now you guys have got me paranoid since I screwed up the one thumbnail. Like in episode,
That was pretty funny.
it was like episode 3 or something, and I had the 4 on there. And
something like that.
I was like, oh god, I'm so bad at my job. Like, yeah, what job? You're the editor. Ah, like,
you do a lot of the work.
I mean,
I just kind of show up.
but like, I mean, I pretty much told you, hey, we're gonna do this. So like,
you did just kind of drag me.
I did.
Fine.
I was like,
it's fun.
Yes, co-stars, but like, I wanted to be like, I got the artwork skills, so just let me do it. It'll be fine. I'm not
Honestly,
gonna make you.
that's what I would tell you anyway. Like, man, I can't draw jack.
Like, I got this. It's all right. I've got Photoshop. You don't got Photoshop. So like,
I don't even have a computer.
perfect. See, there we go. You would literally have to come here to do the editing anyway.
Crappy, like,
I'd be like
20-year-old laptop.
I'd be like, George, here's the keys to my apartment. Come in, fix the video, then leave.
Thank you for not doing that.
Oh man. So, all right, guys. So like, we'll get into the meat and potatoes of the episode here after a little bit more conversation. This episode we're gonna gear it towards gonna be anime convention talk, which we just got done with an anime convention.
We did, and it was enjoyable.
It was really fun. And we're gonna go into create your own adventure party, because everybody that has ever watched anime has probably thought of that at some point. I feel like it's
pick out a few characters and like, this is my posse here.
It's hard not to like do groupings of people. Like, how many times have I been like, George, this is my new top 5 characters? Like, I think everybody does that at some point.
Yeah. I've stopped doing that. I've stopped doing it for the most part. Still have a waifu. Still have
That's
about it.
Still have the waifu. Okay, so your priorities have stuck to fantasy girl still good. Party.
When you put it like that.
Party of traveling, not so good. Like,
I just get home, I watch my animes, relax, and enjoy myself, and then I go to bed.
So, is it gonna be plausible to say that your travel party will include your waifu?
Now it will.
Perfect. So we're off to a great start. So anime convention.
Yes.
Right. So we just got done with Colossal Con.
Yes.
And I mean, you are my anime going buddy, so like, I think I've actually been to more conventions with you than I've been to with Allison. I think
that sounds accurate, because I feel like how many times have you gone without just Allison? Without me too.
Like, I feel like it's only happened like
once or twice.
I think it's been 2 times. Like, because
that sounds right, because it's like I'm either busy or I'm broke at the time.
Right. But yeah, I think you've only not gone with me like once. And I think that's legitimately the most recent one I went to before this one was the Cleveland Expo.
Yeah.
And you were broke at the time, so I went with one of my other buddies.
Because I think the Cleveland one, the time before that, when you went to the Cleveland one, was just us two on the last day of it. Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I've been to a couple without you, because I've gone to the Columbus one with one of my other nerdy friends.
How dare you?
Yeah. Get wrecked.
I've been cheated on, guys. Officially.
It was before we were close, man. I'm sorry.
It's fine. I mean, I'm cool with a threesome of us all just going together. Like, it's cool. It's cool. So, like, I think one of the, like, widely, like, questioned things on anime conventions is, like, really, like, what are they? And I'm like, I actually just tell people, like, because now I, like, simplify it to people. I'm like, I'm just going to hang out with my people.
Yeah, bottom line, that's, like, honestly, that's, like, what most conventions are anyway.
Right. It's like, it's a social gathering of people that are like-minded.
Yeah.
And like, it's just funny to me because like, people like go, well, what are your people? And I'm like, I'm very obvious what type of person I am.
A nerd.
So take me and multiply it by a couple thousand people. And then you've got a room full of too much. Honestly, it's too much sometimes, but it is fun.
It can be a lot.
Like,
sometimes.
Take people watching to the extreme. Like, I feel like That is one of my favorite things, though, to go to these conventions.
It's not necessarily take it to the extreme, just put him in costume.
Right. And, like, I gotta be real with you right now. Like, I say, so Allison did cosplaying for the first time, which was at this one.
It was very good.
Actually, it was the second time. She did kind of do this costume, but not at this. But, like, so this was the real experience, and she had a lot of fun, and I had a lot of fun taking the pictures. And, like, honestly, I'd never thought about, like, I had thought about doing cosplay, but I'm, like, always kind of like, I don't know. And then, as being the super easy Scott Pilgrim costume, and then only getting one fist bump from the entire 3-day weekend, I was like, oh, I'm sad now. Like,
should have made a better costume.
Bro, I am
Which is kind of sad, because it actually was pretty good.
Right.
Like, the only difference was hair color and facial hair.
Yeah, I had the beard and he didn't. Like, yeah. That's pretty much what it was. I was like, I waited to cut my hair for this? This is terrible. Like, so now I'm sitting here kind of laughing, because I'm like, I'm somebody that likes to be a sponge of attention. I want attention.
Attention whore.
I admit it. I am an attention whore. If I'm not the center of the room, I failed. Like, that is unfortunately one of my character traits. It is a good and a bad.
Yeah, Scott Pilgrim is probably not the best costume for that.
Right. Because, I mean, you know it as well as I do. I like to tell stories and make them be fabulous and be like, this is the greatest tale of an adventure to Target ever. Like...
And then he buys Wheaties.
And then I buy Wheaties.
Wow, that was a fascinating story there, bud.
But somehow I always make everybody feel that they're like, wow, actually it was kind of cool.
We put a smile on.
You guys fake it well. You guys make me feel good. That's all that matters. And then Allison's like, that's not how it went. I'm like, oh... Sorry, I added 15 minutes of details, like...
The counter was organized in a sloppily, hastily done manner.
George, what's your favorite part about anime conventions? Just give it to me.
Honestly, it is just the people watching. I like just kind of like scoping out all the costumes. Like, I'll just like walk laps.
Dude, people
around the place.
People put time into those things.
Oh, yeah.
Like, people, it's funny because people, like, always tell me, they're like, so it's like a Halloween costume. And I'm like, no. If you took Halloween costumes and turned it into a full-time job,
yeah,
that's more what it is.
It's like you could only compare it to a Halloween costume if it's like an individual that is obsessed with Halloween.
Well, like, this one specifically, there was that girl that had the desk that was like, she was a full-time cosplayer.
Oh,
remember? She was like the special guest that came in. And her freaking outfit, bro, wow!
Just damn.
Like, she did the Garuda character from Zelda. That was freaking awesome looking. I was like, somehow she even made, like, her skin looked shiny. Like, I was like, this is impressive. Like,
gotta look good in that lighting.
Dude, it was, you look good anywhere you went. Like, that was freaking awesome. So now you see, like, the level of, like, professional.
Oh, yeah.
And then, like, but that is actually something that's funny, too. So, like, let's say one that's common right now, Demon Slayer people.
Yeah.
Demon Slayer people are everywhere. But what makes it more fun is, like, okay, so you're like, okay, so there's, like, 5 discount Tanjiros. And then you've got, like, one, like, super over-the-top, you could tell they spent time Tanjiro.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's where it really comes out. You, like, dismiss the costumes super quick. You're like, I've seen it. Then you come to the one, you're like, wow, that's freaking awesome.
Oh, yeah. And my favorites are kind of like the ones where, like, they're not the character exactly, or like they're like some kind of spin-off costume.
The edits, yeah.
Like, one of the ones that I kind of noticed just from meandering around the center was someone had like this like basically like a party gown.
Nice.
Nice, super adorable, well done dress.
Okay.
But it was like a tentacruel theme, where she had a hat on, and it was like the tentacruel hat, and even had like the tentacles coming.
Right.
Like that one was really good to me.
I didn't see that one. Now I kind of wish I did. That's
And it happened while you were lining up for autographs.
Gotcha. well, actually, since you said that, like, that's one of my favorite parts about Colossal Con, because it's at a water park. So a lot of people try to make swimsuit versions of characters, which is really fun.
Or they just pull ones from the swimsuit episode.
Or they just
always happens.
Yeah, they always have the beach episode. Like, and then they're like, well, I dressed like this character, and you're like, no, you put on a wig and a bikini and you said it was that character. Like, you did the basic model of their swimsuit. Like, like for me, one of my favorite ones that I've ever seen was when they first came out with the Breath of the Wild game. There were so many people that were Link, but in the Garuda outfit instead.
Oh yeah,
because they wanted to look like the Arabic swimsuit version for Kalahari, and I was like, okay, this is fun. Like, there is a lot of swimsuit Links right now. Like, this is actually funny. And like the gender bending characters, those are fun too. Like,
those can be a lot of fun,
because it honestly, like, Inosuke from Demon Slayer has a super female face. That's the pig face guy.
Mm-hmm.
So like when he takes his pig face off, he's like a beautiful looking woman almost, but he's not. So like a lot of girls make great Inosuke's because they have the super soft features of the face. And then it's usually some girl that's like massively ripped. So you're like, you did it. You got me. That's great. Like, the one chick was running around. She had like freaking abs and then like the super soft face. And I'm like, you did it.
Nailed it.
You got it. It's Inosuke. I love this.
For me, my favorite costumes that I've seen isn't even from an anime. It was the convention down in Columbus. I can't remember the life of me.
Mitsuri or OhioCon.
I think it was OhioCon. I'm pretty sure it was that one.
Those are the two big ones down there.
And oh my god, it was a trio of people, and they went full on Destiny Guardian. Oh, like full on armor suits. Now it was, I was taken aback, man. We're just like, damn.
Okay.
Where it's like, you guys either spent a crap ton of money paying for these outfits, or you guys spent a lot of time at the 3D printer.
I do like the ones that are like clearly handmade full suits of like mech armor or something.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
There was at the one that I went to in Cleveland recently, there was a Goblin Slayer, and he's like completely decked out in armor too, right? But like one of his defining features is he has a glowing red eye, and they had that. And I was like, dude, that's so sick. Yeah. Like, you couldn't hardly see his face, but you saw the glowing red eye underneath, and I'm like, that's freaking awesome. Like, I was digging that. I actually saw, I think you were with me, maybe. No, I think this was one of the two conventions I went to without you. It was when the League of Legends anime came out.
Arcane.
And like, everybody started cosplaying as Jinx. And she's got that giant cannon thing that she carries around.
One of my first conventions I went to, I actually saw Jinx. I think that was honestly one of the first pictures that I had taken, was somebody with the Jinx that also had the giant bazooka. Cannon. Yeah.
Well, like the one that I saw, like the girl had like actual like smoke coming out of the ends of it and LED lights. Like the cannon actually had more put into it than she did on herself. But she looked great, but the cannon looked like it probably cost some freaking money. And I was like, that's incredible.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah,
so many times, it's almost the props are more impressive than the costume itself. I with a lot of the props though, they're really they're almost over designed half the time.
Right. I am laughing about it because I'm like, people that are like, oh, it's just basic like Halloween costumes, and I'm like, dude, if you saw the money that these people put into this and the time that they put into this,
oh
like,
yeah, with some of those has just like, oh my god, like that must have taken you forever.
oh, one of my favorite things that I've recently been seeing on TikTok and on YouTube Shorts is there's like a couple of people that go to conventions now and like stick their hand out at people and go shake my hand in character. And so they're basically asking the people to like shake their hand, but like give it some flavor. And so it's super funny to see like them catch the people off guard, but they always do it. And they're like super good about it too. like
I don't want to do that to a Dio.
Right. Like I now kind of want to go around and do that because like it was super entertaining to see people do it. Like if it's somebody that's a naturally aggressive character, they'll like be aggressive towards the cameraman, and the cameraman's like totally fine with it. And like, or like you've got like one was like a skittish character, and instead of shaking the person's hand, they just booked it. They just turned around and ran. And I'm like, I love this. This is actually super funny. So the people that really get into it are like, I love that.
Oh yeah.
Like, you're your character now. So you have to... Well, the amount of people that told Allison, like, she was Bo, right? So, like, you didn't just say, hey, you that looks like Bo. It was like, they were just like, hey, Bo.
Oh yeah.
Like, you announced them as the character. They are the character. And, like, there were so many Critical Role people there. So, like...
There was quite a few.
Everybody was just, like, coming up to you. Like, that's another thing. Like, you're part of a fandom. So... anybody of the same fandom is going to relate with you to some degree.
Wasn't there a couple of other people that like approached her that were also dressed as Bo that'd be like, Bo! Bo!
Right. Yeah. I got a fist bump from the other Scott Pilgrim. But that was, you know...
that was about it.
That was it. I got a Scott Pilgrim bump. Like... And, like, it's because you pointed him out. I didn't even see him. And I was like, wait, what? And I ran back, I'm like, fist bump. And I was gone. Like, that was it. I'd like to think that I was his highlight of the con too, and like hope that it was like-minded.
Whatever gets you through the day, bud.
Right. Honestly, George, we could probably make this entire episode as a convention. I didn't think we were going to, but like we're already a half hour in, so we might as well keep going. Because like we haven't even touched on literally like the rest of things that happen at these conventions, and we might as well just.
Yeah.
My favorite part is definitely the autographs. Is definitely the meet and greets. And I know it's not your forte.
I only want to line up for amusement park rides.
Right.
But man, because yeah, sometimes some of those lines, oh my god, they're painful.
And you've been nice enough to go with me to keep me happy.
I have.
So,
because I understand how shitty it can be. Standing in line for like 2 hours.
So
for a 10-second meet cute.
Let's backtrack to like 10 years ago. Well, I've been here about 10 years. We've known each other for about. Yeah. We'll say 10. So like backtrack to like when we first went to a convention together, and we did have to stand in a line for like 2 hours. Right. And then there was the one that we went to in Columbus where we stood in that line. They never told us that the actor left. And we never got to have that interaction at all. So we stood in line for like 45 minutes or an hour or something just to find out it was a waste of time. Granted, that was when I was playing Pokemon Go and I caught that Ho-Oh. That was kind of cool. But it was a waste of time and that sucked.
Yeah.
But now, like, let's go forward because I think cons have realized that issue. And now, like... So you look at the one that we just did where you had to sign up for a spot, which that really worked. Like, because I got to basically jump in, jump out.
Yeah, I just wish they put it in a better spot.
Yeah, they did have it kind of locked into a hallway that was like...
Like, it was the middle hallway of the convention center where it's just like, man, I would really... love to get to the other side of this right now.
Instead, you have to go all the way out and around.
No, let me just walk around the entire freaking building instead.
And
that's
like
cool.
they had you know the army of pathways that you had to follow while you were in there, and it was bad. It was a bad spot. That's actually where they've had their autograph spot for the last couple of years though, and it is kind of annoying, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. I mean, think about it too, though, that they can security that spot pretty tight, though, because there's no ways in and out on either side. To me, I think that
I can't agree with that.
You don't think so?
Let's put the high-profile person right in smack dab of the middle of the building.
Okay.
Probably not the best spot.
I mean, I was thinking more like along the lines of like they were going to keep people from going in and out of that spot. But
yes, put them in a room.
Room would be better. I forget which con did it too. I think it was the one in.
I'm pretty sure it was too, because that's usually where they are. They put like 5-6 people in the room. Or something.
They had it down there, and then there was like you had to have like a VIP pass to get in, and like.
And think about how it was in Cleveland. Like, they just had like the section in the back of the building.
And I love that one, by the way.
Oh yeah,
the Cleveland one
really
is that is my favorite setup. You put them all in a giant open area.
Yeah.
You put them all with like a line to go to. But what makes it easy is there's like 20 of them. So people are sharing the wealth. Like, you don't have to just be like, oh, I'm going to wait in 2 hours for this guy. But you can be like, oh, well, his line's backed up, but the other guy's not. So I'll just go straight to him.
Exactly.
And like, that is my absolute favorite, is when I can just bounce from one to the next. Especially when we got there early. Because then.
Oh, yeah. And you got like 5-6 people's autograph in like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
It was like, damn.
I know, and I'm sure you were happy because
I was very happy about that.
When I went to that con, I was like, George, I've got 6 autographs to get, and this is gonna
be just like, it's gonna be like 6 hours.
So like, all right, so like I'm getting these autographs, right? My favorite thing is just be like, I'm going into this with like a kind of ready to go conversation, but like that's taking experience. Because I remember when I first met Johnny on Bosch, Power Ranger / Ichigo, I was a nervous wreck. And I'm just like, I loved you so much as a kid. You were my favorite Power Ranger. Oh my God. And like, I kind of like freaked out and fangirled. And like, now if I had like the chance to go back and meet him, I'd be like, cool. Just be like, yo.
And then you actually get up there, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Hey, I did a really good job at not fangirling with Bryce Papenbrook, even though he's my favorite voice actor.
He was just like very friendly to all the fans, though. That's the thing where he really just did like, hey man, what's up?
Right, and he was cool about doing a video, even though I didn't.
I think it also helped that you got to meet him at the table too.
Yeah,
like I think that was like the first time too, right?
It was my very first time getting to meet somebody at a table, because I was all disappointed because his autograph session was closed down.
Fully booked, yeah.
And there was no way to get him. And then we just walked past his table, and all of a sudden...
It was so funny. Like, we heard about the line. It was just like, oh, that kind of sucks. Sorry, man. Maybe next time.
Right.
His table's right here. You think he might be there? And he's... Didn't he, like, flat out say, like, yeah, I'm about to do my autographs, but I figured I'd stop by here for, 5 minutes.
Yeah,
and then we caught him in that window.
Yeah, and it was, like, the greatest moment, because I had, like, 5 minutes with him. Like,
oh yeah, it was great. Like, it took people time to realize, oh damn, that is him at this table.
Right. Instead of the normal like 30 seconds that you get a hi bye, like I had a full on conversation.
Oh yeah,
got to have a video with him, several pictures. Like, it was good. Like, I was like, dude, this is fucking awesome. And then like I got to meet him again at Cleveland, and it was a similar situation because his line was pretty empty. So I'm like, one of these days he's gonna remember me, George. He's gonna know.
Without you being like, hey, I made you film that thing for my wife.
Right, like, remember this thing about volleyball? I know you don't care about me, but, like, you did this thing, and they don't care.
No, probably not.
There was, like, only one time ever that I've had somebody actually recognize me, and I was like, okay, it worked. And it was when I met the girl that played Happy, and I was like, hey, like, are you the voice that does the... And then she's like, no, but figure that out. And then, like, I talked to her about it later, and she's like, oh, yeah, I remember you. Like, oh, that's cool. Nice. I've been remembered by special people. This is nice. Like, and then, like, you also kind of get to have those conversations with other people where you're like, so, like, I'm going to be real with you. I don't like most of the shit that you're in. Like
I like your voice.
Like when I met the guy that was Noctis from Final Fantasy 15,
Oh,
and I
yeah.
flat out had to tell him, he's like, so where's my game rank on your system? And I'm like, almost the last one.
Kind of near the bottom.
Your game is garbage. I like you. Like, it's kind of funny.
I feel like at some point, like they gotta know like some of those things that they're doing is like, it's a paycheck. Let's be real.
Is.
Like at the end of the, it's a paycheck.
Well, most of them don't even go back to watch their stuff.
Yeah.
Like, because there's been so many of them that feel like listening to their own voice is cringy, so they won't do it. So like, they just don't. Like,
I can understand that.
I saw an interview with the Red Power Ranger, and he refuses to watch the original Power Rangers because he just doesn't want to see his work. And
even then, like, let's be real, like, the OG Power Rangers was pretty cringy at times.
Yeah, it's probably better he doesn't, because all you're gonna hear is "oh the entire and then see massive explosions after somebody just like flicks your face. Like you know, it is what it is.
Oh yeah.
So like the last thing I can think about from anime conventions that really stand out is the panels. So like, how do you feel about the panels?
I haven't been to like any the last handful of times that I've gone, and I feel kind of bad. Like it's because I'm not. I haven't like done like the overnight thing.
Right. Well, they
like,
usually
if it's
do
overnight. Like I'll do.
They have
panels,
they have the adult stuff that usually gears towards the end of the night too.
Yeah.
Which, like, that it's good that, like, you mentioned that too, because you have like a lot of kids that come to these, so they gear the kids to the beginning of the stuff, and then like you get to the end and it's like the 18 plus adult only, not safe for work, blah blah blah. Like, who's your favorite waifu, hentai edition? Like that happens too. Like,
oh, those are fun.
But like the one that we went to in Columbus, this was the one you didn't go to with me, but like they had a full-on like professional martial arts school come in to do the Avatar The Last Airbender and do like all of the different weapons from the show and like do a display thing, and it was like a 45-minute long like basically stage battle. Yeah, and it was cool. It was freaking awesome.
There are plenty of panels that actually just kind of just like they're almost like informative YouTube videos.
Right.
And I've been to some of those too, and they can be very interesting, and they can be pretty fun too. And I know a lot of voice actors do kind of like their own panels for stories.
That is one of my favorite parts too.
One of the ones I went to, I wish I could remember the thinking guy's name, but I know he did a lot of voices for World of Warcraft.
Okay.
Did one of my favorite ones that I would do to my own WoW party.
Right.
In Wrath of the Lich King, I think it was Professor Pureside.
I think whatever, because I remember, and I think I was with you for whenever you were with this character, right? Because like you had mentioned their World of Warcraft thing, and I was just like, dude, I don't know anything about that, but I'm so happy for you. Like, I remember the World of Warcraft conversation.
Okay, then it most likely was you then. But yeah, and he did very just like almost introduction to voice acting and like how to do certain voices.
Definitely was with you for that, because I remember, if this is their same one, there was a guy that was like, I want to be a voice actor, and he was really cringy.
Yeah.
So then you see that there's like people that definitely like, and kudos to the people that have to be in charge of these panels, because I'm sure they deal with that a lot. Where they get stuff that you're like, okay, like, you're being really rude, please stop, but like having to figure out how to like stop them from being rude. And like, wasn't this the one where they did like a mock-up like stage performance? Like, didn't they pull a bunch of people up?
Yeah,
and, like,
I think they
acting?
pulled like 4 or 5 different people up, and he was like, hey, so can you do like the heroic voice and speak from your chest?
Yep. I remember this. I don't remember who that was.
I can't. I know. I wish I could. I feel bad for not remembering it.
I don't remember which character that was.
Because I would always do the professor's voice from Wrath of the Lich King. I would always do that in the party, and It'd be obnoxious.
I want to say that was the same one where I met Bryce Papenbrook, because I think it was one of the other guys that was with him, because I feel like they were together, but I can't remember. We'll have to look it up later, because now it's gonna kill me.
It's gonna kill me too.
I try to remember all these people, but at this point, like, I've met so many of them, like, that it just kind of bleeds together.
Well, that one was a while.
It was. Honestly, so, like, one of my favorite panels that I went to at this most recent one was that they had an actual blind person running it, and we had it was anime for the blind, and, like, you basically, what happened is the guy would have, like, a clip play that he's never experienced before, and, like, then he would ask somebody to do, like, the blind audio, like, monologue thing to explain the show as it's playing, which is super cool. Like, it's basically like, it'd basically be like, there are two people standing, the background looks like this, they are doing this, okay, the girl just signaled to the guy. Like, it was one of those types of like, you're basically, like, layer explaining the show. It was really informative, though. Like, I've never seen or thought about, like, what that would have been. And it's funny that he's like, I actually hate anime because they have so many, like, young boy voices that are voiced by girls. So he assumes that they're girls until all of a sudden it's like, boom, this is a young 4-year-old boy. And he's like, wait, what? Like, where'd the girl go? There was a girl there.
No, there was never any girl.
Like, and so that was kind of funny. But, like, he also made it very obvious, like, things that I didn't ever know that, like, so there was a music that was playing at one point during Totoro. We were watching Totoro, and it was like this giant tree is growing, and he's like, okay, something on the screen is growing. That music means something's growing. And he's like, I think the girl is growing. And everybody's laughing because it's like, okay, yes, he got the growing part, but it's not the girl. Like, but I thought that was pretty cool. I just thought about this too, like, the vendor hall. We didn't talk about the vendor hall.
We did not talk about the vendor hall.
So,
love the vendor hall.
Vendor hall is so much fun. It is so much fun. Like, I advise everybody, and it's always funny. I always tell people, I'm like, so I'm going to this anime convention, and they're like, oh, really? How much does that cost? And I'm like, it'll cost me like $500.
Well,
like,
60 to get in the door. 500 with all the crap I'm gonna leave with.
Right. And it's funny because, like, I'm an art-oholic, as I would say at this point.
Let me look around the room real quick. Yeah. Can confirm.
It's one of those things that, like, we now have so many art pieces that there's not enough wall space in this house ever.
Yeah, I'm about to ask, how much art do you have in your closet hidden behind crap?
If you look behind those Funkos right there next to the door, there's like
like another 4 posters right there?
No, that's like 30 posters.
Oh, that's 30. Oh, okay.
There's like 30 posters right there.
They're all put together. Got it.
And they all need to have frames because that's how it is. And you know, like,
yep.
I have to decorate and surround my room with all the fantasy creatures that are better than all the real life people. Like, it's just a thing.
Oh, lordy.
And I actually, at the one we just went to, there was those, like, LED, like, glass panel ones that are in frames.
Yeah, those were really cool.
And I'm like, next year you are mine. So I'm just like, I didn't even look at the price. I'm just like, I already set it in my brain that next year I'm buying one of those, and I'm like, just be prepared. So it's like, it's so bad.
Oh, it is. It is.
And then there's all
you're so fun.
And then there's all the food that you can buy.
All the, like, Japanese snackies.
You gotta have food for weebs. That's like, that is a thing. Food for weebs. Your keychains.
A keychain.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, you gotta accessorize.
You do. Gotta have your cute chibi Emperor Edelgard.
And then everybody's like, what is that? And you go, don't worry about it. It's just my fame. You know, this is what I do. This is what I got.
It's the best of the 3 houses. Don't worry about it.
Oh my gosh.
but first, before we switch again, advice for the vendor room:
Oh no.
always go on the last day.
Ah.
That's how you get the good free stuff.
Ah.
That's how you get the free stuff.
So you didn't
Do
go,
that.
You didn't go with us on Sunday because we went
No.
back up for Sunday, and that's when they did what they call the auction hall. And instead of just the vendor rooms, they have the auction room where like literally anybody from the convention can set up a spot, and they will sell anything that they no longer want. So it's basically like an entire room of garage sale.
Clearance, baby. That's why you always go on Sunday.
It was a garage sale. It was called auction. It was an auction room. Okay, never mind. I'm wrong. Flea market. That's what it was. It was flea market. We got there. We got there. It was a flea market.
Saved by the wife.
She does say that often. But
yeah, you always want to go on Sunday because a lot of these vendors, they don't want to take their crap home.
that's facts.
I think I paid for when we went to one in Cleveland recently.
Cleveland
it was a Cleveland one. I just wanted to buy a mug. I saw a cute little chocobo mug.
You know, I got
and
a
that
free
was all I
cup out of
wanted.
that.
Yeah. So I ended up getting another. I got a second mug for free, and also a Stein for free.
And then for being present,
just for being my friend standing next to me, Josh also got a free mug.
I got the free Magic the Gathering mug, which I was like, nice. I wasn't gonna pay real money for this mug, but then I was
But
like,
if I could just have it.
They're like, do you want it? And I'm like, yeah, I want that.
So always go on the last day of the convention to buy things, because you will very likely get. At the very least, you'll probably start seeing like the BOGO deals go up.
It's true.
Especially with like
You'll have like
cups and like the bigger stuff.
buy one get one artworks, like
they don't want to take the crap home,
and especially because like actually I just like the Pokemon card vendor that was there. I overheard him saying that like as soon as he was done with the Kalahari, he was packing up and going to Florida. And he had another convention in Florida. So I'm like, dude does not want to have to travel with all this shit.
No, none of them do. Because, I'm sure a lot of them are genuinely from out of state.
Right.
And they just go from convention to convention.
Right. I mean, that is their job at that point.
Yeah.
It's like you're a convention vendor. It kind of reminds me of like almost like how like you go to like a fair and like they have the carnies that set up their stores. But in all honesty, I think some of these convention people probably go to fairgrounds too. It would make sense.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Like
at least more of the collectible ones.
Right, like the Pokemon card vendor, for example, like you're gonna sell that at a state fair.
Yeah,
like,
or like the people that sell like the older games.
Right.
Yeah.
The arcade people, I would imagine that because the arcade games that they have there, like the Dance Dance Revolution machine, like somebody brings that. Like that's not like. That's something provided.
I doubt Kalahari keeps it in that room all year.
They don't have that thing just on hand, like, and like the thousands of dollars worth of like computer that they have just lined up, like, they had to bring that in, but
I don't know, maybe they keep a stash of Dells in the back for everything.
They might. Who knows? Wow. We actually just made it through an entire conversation of anime cons. All in all, I literally like spend,
and we didn't talk about the smell once.
And we didn't. It's fine. We don't need to.
Wear deodorant, kids.
Yes, please.
Always.
I would say like honestly, like I look forward to my anime conventions all year round. Like that's why I go to 2 or 3 of them every single year. Like it is my highlight, one of my highlights. That and like the Renaissance, which is literally the same thing, but like
just with medieval stuff.
Just a whole different genre. Like it is. So for me, conventions and fairs, that's it. Like this is where I spend my money. I love this. So, do you want to end it on a question of the day?
Let's end it on a question of the day.
You want to draw, George?
I think it's your turn.
I gotta draw. I gotta draw this out. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay. Okay. All right. This is gonna be an intense question.
Oh,
Hopefully,
no.
we can do it in 10 minutes. All right. So the question is: insert an anime character from one show into another and change the plot.
Oh boy. Oh my god. Let's go. I'm gonna say it and it's gonna be one of those kind of obvious ones.
Right.
Let's take the Demon Slayer.
Oh no.
Or the Goblin Slayer.
Oh.
Goblin Slayer. Sorry.
Goblin
the Goblin
Slayer.
Slayer from Goblin Slayer.
Yes.
And put him in literally any cute girls doing cute things anime. Literally any of them.
I could imagine
and just see him getting into a bunch of high school hijinks.
I could just imagine him like walking around in Tokyo and just like searching underneath like the bushes for goblins and like searching in between like alleyways and like it would just or like
and you just have like one of the girls from like K-On! Or something just be like, "What you doing over there, buddy?"
Could you imagine like him at a culture festival too? Like somebody is dressed up like a goblin.
Don't let him go into the haunted house,
Right.
okay? He has flashbacks.
And he just starts like slaughtering children. And then all of a sudden goes from cute girl anime to like bad show. Like, oh man, that's fun. That's a fun one.
And it's all about him just saving the school.
So I'm gonna take let's go with one of the first ones that came to my mind was put Luffy in any swimming show because he's not gonna be able to swim. But that's almost like another too obvious.
There straight up is like a swimming one.
Yeah, there's like swimming animes.
How can I think of any titles right now?
I can't think of the swimming ones. Oh man, let me think on this one. It is funny, like you said, the Demon Slayer one, because like then you instinctively just want to put like a new demon in Demon Slayer that's like a good demon. Like maybe like the devil from like Devil's a Part-Timer, who's like
where all he wants to do is start up
he wants to just be there and exist.
McDonald's.
But then like he's gonna have to find his way in this like he just starts like what do they call those, the like the dongo shops, the ones that have the little like the little balls on the sticks.
Yeah.
And he just starts one of those in like in a medieval Tokyo town, and like and just like, but people start to pick up like he's a demon, and like people keep trying to kill him, but he's like, dude, I just serve food.
That's a red light district I want to see.
That is a red light district. That would be fun. That would be really fun. But like, I think you win on that one. Goblin Slayer and like a cute girl anime. That's a good one. That is a good one. Well placed. Good job.
Thank you.
I like that.
I'll be here all day.
All day. All week. Alright, and with that, guys, I think we're going to go ahead and conclude this episode. Sorry we did not do Adventure Time with anime, but we'll get there another day.
Another time, yes.
Yeah, it'll come back around. Maybe it'll just be like one of our question ones. But conventions went really good.
I did.
Honestly, like, I get too excited about anime conventions. So
you do get very excited. I'll get a call from him like a month beforehand, like, dude, this person's gonna be there.
I have to ready all of my Funkos. They have to be in cases now. Like, it's true.
It's genuinely adorable.
I mean, I have like 30 signed Funkos now.
You are starting to stack them up.
I have more signed Funkos than most people have actual just Funkos. That's
a fact, actually.
That is a thing.
That's actually
that is
accurate.
A thing. It's funny to think that way, but I'm like, in my 30 Funkos, there's like lots of money wrapped up into this, and then somebody's like, well, I have a Goku, and I'm like, I have a signed Goku. Like,
and then another 7 of them.
And that's a thing too. Like, which of my Gokus was I gonna bring for this signing? Which of my Gohans was I bringing for this signing? It's a problem. It's a problem.
It's a little bit of a problem.
Just wait until I have to meet somebody that I have like 8 Funkos of. Like, that's gonna be
one
the
of these
real
days.
challenge.
I really do want you to just bring all of just one character.
One character.
Don't just be like, here, all of them.
Don't ever have me meet Mark Hamill from Star Wars then.
Ooh.
Because I have a
You mean Mark Hamill from your entire childhood?
Uh-huh. I have a Luke Skywalker Funko for every outfit he appears in the series. So
Bloody hell.
it's like 7 or 8 Luke Skywalkers. It's a problem. It's a problem.
It's fine.
It'll be good.
Everything's fine.
I'll just bring them all. It'll be just fine. I'll spend like $800. It'll be all right.
Decide all 10 of these.
How many will you cut me off?
And also
at?
my butt cheek.
Like, where were you like? Yeah, and then bring him like a Joker. Oh, I have this one too. Just
By the way.
sign the Joker while you're at it. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. If you made it this far, we appreciate you. This has been Weebs versus the World, episode 9.
Have a lovely evening, everybody.
9. All right, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.